Welcome to the Beacon House Podcast, recorded live in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Hello, welcome to another episode of Beacon House Podcast. It's been a minute, but we are back to entertain and intrigue you. And I am your host, Spencer. And who's that sitting across from me over there?
It's Grace Steele.
Grace Steele, ladies and gentlemen, she's back. Grace, how the fuck is it?
Back.
It's been like a month.
It has been a month since our sex work.
We
had Emily.
Yes, like a month of Sundays, as they say sometimes. Mm-hmm. So, dude, what's been going? Tell me about your life there, Grace Steele.
It's been busy. Just started, been working for My Curious Canine that owns the Bark now, which I think I've talked to you about. If anyone doesn't know, there's an indoor dog park coming to Knoxville very soon. It's on Lamar and 4th, right next to the Gypsy Circus.
Gypsy Circus Brewery over there.
Yeah. It's right next door. Sometime in the spring, like late April, early May, we'll be open. It's an indoor dog park. We're going to have daycare, private classes. We do board and train there, which is what I do. I'm a dog trainer back with My Curious Canine. So I've been doing that, just busy. Spring break. So my kid's out of school. She's on a cruise.
On a cruise?
Yeah, that kid is spoiled.
Damn, man.
She's on a cruise, and I'm out here in Knoxville.
She turned out to be a girl on a boat.
Yeah, she turned out to be the girl on the yacht, not me.
Fuck.
So she would be taller than me too.
Dang, bro.
But that's about it. Haven't seen you since we went and saw the show.
Coheed.
Right?
Yes, we went and saw Coheed in Cambria.
Yeah.
And it was fucking rad.
It was nice.
Dude, I wanted to say, I think I told you about this that night, but this is worth repeating for the audience. Dude, I got to the show like just a little bit before you did, you know, and I remember I was like looking around, and the fucking crowd that goes to see Coheed in Cambria is exactly my crowd. It's just
Yeah.
music nerds, like a lot of people with like flannel and glasses, and like there was like a lot of couples, you know, like it wasn't like a big.
It was awesome.
Yeah, dude. And like I remember I got there. And I was like, fuck, while I'm waiting on everybody to get here, I'm going to go downstairs and maybe get a beer. And I went, this was a mill in mine, and I went downstairs, and there was a huge line, like 4 people wide. It went all the way across the floor. And I was like, oh my God, I'm never going to get to the bar. And then I looked, and they weren't in line for the bar. They were in line for the merch table.
For the merch?
To get like all the comic books and the coffee and like the whole story that goes with Coheed and Cambria, and like there was only like 3 people at the bar. And I was like, oh shit. I mean, those people are fucking like sci-fi music nerd fanatics, and it is absolutely
They're
people.
the best.
It's my
really.
people.
It was the best. I had a great time. I remember I left. We were in the back, and I was like, I'm going to the front.
Oh yeah.
I was like, I'm going straight to the front, going up there, seeing it. The people I was with, it was awesome. We were just jamming together. They didn't know me. They were kind. They were like, yeah, just come on up here. And I was like, yes.
Yeah, the crowd is super friendly.
Yeah, it was super nice.
They're all nice. They're all like cordial, and they're all there, and they're so into it. They sing all the words, and it's great, dude. It's
yeah.
great.
I forget I was about to say when you said they're all nice. I saw a concert there not too long ago at Mill and Mine, and that crowd was not nice.
Yeah.
They were vicious.
Dude, Coheed has Coheed and Cambria has an extremely loyal fan base, like a very, very, very like cult type following, and it's pretty cool, man. If you ever I would advise anybody that ever gets a chance to go see them, not just for them, but for the whole experience. And they usually keep really good bands on tour with them too. Like the band who opened for them, Sheer Mag, I thought was fucking phenomenal. And I went and talked to the guitar player after. They're great. And my friends and Thank You Scientists, who I told stories about before, you know, they were on tour with Coheed for a long time. So yeah, man, it's good stuff.
Yeah, but it's good to be back. It's been a month.
That's right. And we're here to talk about the world with you, which, God, the world is fucked up right now.
The world is fucked up. Lives are fucked up. The world's fucked up. Jesus is coming back soon.
Since the last time we talked, we went to war, or the war. Somebody went to war. Like maybe,
we haven't gone yet, but
not yet. But it looks like it's getting closer. Who fucking knows? It's such a mess over there. Jesus, dude.
Yeah, I was like looking at photos and like people who are getting hit with shrapnel or like becoming septic and like, you know, disabled
Damn.
Children aren't being able to get out, and you got to like think about the pets that are there. They're being like abandoned, like they're like running. I think like their soldier had fallen, and they just left him in the road, and like stray dogs started eating the body.
Jesus.
It's just like insane,
man. I tell you what, dude. Like, you know, you've heard people say war is hell, but we're so removed from, like, at least in our lives, we're so insulated now by technology, and everybody's got like you can just like cozy up with your phone and kind of lose yourself in this imaginary world of social media or the internet or YouTube or Netflix or whatever like that. And it's really hard to imagine that, like, you're just like, some places in the world, you're just a couple of like bombs away from not having electricity, not having food, like being running for your life.
They still have internet.
I mean, dude.
That's something. My sister pointed that out. They were like, they still got internet.
Fuck.
Because think about it, though, we would not function if we didn't have internet. Businesses would not function if they did not have internet. We, as a human race, would not function if we didn't.
Well, I'm guessing
we just don't. Cause
a lot of that's probably satellite. You can't just like bomb. You can't bomb the internet now because it's all satellite generated. Some of it anyway, or maybe not. Who fucking knows? I don't know. But yeah, dude. Like, I don't know. I can't imagine. Like, most people just feel like war. Oh, that's something that happened somewhere else, or that's what Oh, that's what happened back in 1948, or something like that.
Yeah, in the 60s, that was war.
Vietnam, like I heard about, like, but dude, like
we just ended Iraq. We just left Iraq not even a year ago.
Yeah.
Which reminds me, is gas prices are high, but let me just say, you're gonna bitch about gas prices, but you're still gonna pay it.
Fuck yeah, you are.
Like, so there's really no point in like complaining.
You heard it from fucking Grace Steele right there.
You're still gonna fucking pay those prices.
That's true, and that's what they know. Like, somebody told me, they go, like, our gas prices don't necessarily have to do with like Russia and Ukraine.
No.
Like, it has to do with like it's price gouging.
They just knew,
Yeah.
like they just because of what's happening, they're like, oh, we can just rise. This is a situation where we can make more money because they're greedy, hungry, money grubbing assholes.
Somebody told me that if you like this is going to make a difference, me saying this on the podcast, but somebody told me one time that if you don't buy as much gas at once, like if you don't just fill up, if you just like fill half your tank up, or you just get like $20 at a time and stop more frequently, it leaves more gas in the tanks and they order less, and so like the demand goes way down and the prices will drop if people. So supposedly a good way to combat price gouging on gas is to not buy as much gas at a time, which kind of sucks because you have to stop 3 times a week or something. But supposedly that sticks it back to like the supply and demand.
I feel like it probably isn't, but I feel like it's cheaper to just fill it up anyways. I don't know. With my car, like I feel like once I feel I can go further, but once it hits that half a tank, like I'm like not going as far as normal.
Do you is that when you start to get nervous? Is it half a tank?
No, it's usually like when it's like blinking and it's like 70 miles still on empty.
Yeah.
And I always fill I just fill my tank up.
Yeah.
Like every time. And I'm just like, I don't even look at how much, like I'm going to pay it. I don't want to see what I just spent.
Yeah.
Like 2 days ago, I don't want to see what I just spent. So I'm just, go ahead, fill that bitch up.
Yeah. I mean, you got to go. You got to drive.
But it makes me regret because I had an Altima, a Nissan, back in September, and that bitch, a full tank, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
The car I drive now, a week.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Well, I've got an old van and I've got a newer like sedan that's kind of like an Altima, and the fucking van gets better gas mileage than the sedan because it's got a big ass engine in it, and it's so stupid. And like I'm like, man, come on, dude. And like I filled up right before the gas thing happened to both cars, so I've kind of switched, and they're both on fucking empty now, and I'm just gonna get fucked.
Yeah,
I know it.
Airplane tickets are like super high. I was like looking at an airplane ticket to go to DC, and like a few months ago, I remember it was like $230 for a round trip. Now it's like $400. I'm like, good God.
Yeah, I looked at some plane tickets for like, because I might have to take a trip in June, and for like a real not big flight or anything, it was like $400-$500, and I was like, bitch. This about had it. And you know what's fucked up too? When gas goes up, everything goes up too. Like because everything has
milk
to be...
is like $6.
Yeah, milk and cheese and fucking everything that has to be transported, beef, lumber, like everything relies on gas. So it fucking all gets increased too.
I made an appointment for a a guy to come look at something, or it's a free estimate, and I have an appointment tomorrow with it. And they like called to confirm it, and they're like, okay, if you're not going to be there, we need to know because gas is so high. That's what they said. And I was like, oh, I get it. I'm not just going to like make your dude drive out to my house and waste his gas.
I saw a meme where they go, it's actually now for the first time acceptable to like text message breakup because who can afford to drive over there and do it in person?
Exactly.
Just go, hey man, I wanted to tell you in person, but we're done. Like I can't afford the gas to drive over there.
Think about the guys going to like their booty call's house thinking they're going to get some. They don't get any, and they just like drove 30 minutes there.
Dude, I'll tell you what.
Sorry, Caleb.
Fuck. Oh, I tell you what fucking sucks is I actually like just driving around. Like sometimes I'll just drive to clear my head sometimes, or I'll listen to like late at night. I'll get into like running a couple late night errands, like maybe go to the store, go to Walmart or something, just little bullshit. And I'll be listening to like an audiobook and I'll have a little me time. I'm just like, oh, but now you can't afford to do that shit.
Nope.
Fuck.
You can't be driving around. You can't be smoking driving around.
Fuck.
You can't be bar hopping in your car being like, dude, that's too much.
Yeah.
Can't be doing that shit.
Man, I wish the world would just go back to... The world's starting to feel like it's back to normal a little. I think COVID cases are down. COVID cases are super low this week.
In Knox County, they're supposed to be like the lowest ever. The war happens and COVID disappears. See how that works.
Fuck. There was... Yeah, I saw... Have you seen the meme? I know everybody's seen the memes where it says like, oh, just this week, everyone on Facebook has gone from being an infectious disease expert to being an international relations expert.
Yes.
God damn it. Dude, I'll tell you something I came upon very recently hanging out with a few friends. Are you familiar with the artist known as Orville Peck? Do you know who Orville Peck is?
No.
Okay, first I want you to take a look at Orville Peck right here.
Let me see.
Like,
they got some pecs.
Look at that.
Oh.
Orville Peck is a super gay outlaw country like indie western fucking artist. And I'm here to tell you like we'll sum it up. Orville Peck sounds like fucking Elvis.
Oh, nice.
Like very much like Elvis, or like Billy Idol when he doesn't scream and he kind of sings with that tenor voice. Or like, even when like Danzig sometimes with the Misfits would kind of do that Elvis thing. A mother. That's how fucking Orville Peck sounds, except not in a bad way. Like in a really, really good way. And some of the songs are so fucking clever. And I just want to give a shout out. Everybody should check out Orville Peck. And let me read the description. Listen to this fucking shit. This is the Spotify like synopsis of who Orville Peck is. It says, hang on, let me clear my throat. Get that deep, that deep benediction. It says, combining the lulling ambience of shoegaze with the iconic melodies and vocal prowess of classic American outlaw country, Orville Peck croons about love and loss from the Badlands of North America. The resulting sound takes the listener down dusty, rose-colored desert highways through a world where worn-out gamblers, road dogs, and lovesick hustlers drift in and out of his masked gaze.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that badass?
That is.
But
I love that description.
Dude, I know. I read that. I was like, dang. But particularly, just look it up on Spotify. But dude, Orville Peck is fucking hot shit. And it's so different from like the stuff I normally listen to, because I'm normally listening to stuff that's just like rock and energy and metal and fast and, you know, like kind of hyperactive and crazy. And like it's very, very much like, it's like what you would want to listen to like driving down the Pacific Coast Highway. In fact, he has a song about that. I will throw out 2 recommendations for Orville Peck songs. And again, I'm new to the party on this, so there's a lot. But the 2 recent songs that I thought are just absolutely spectacular. There's one called Out of Time and one called Come On Baby Cry. Those are, if you put those on, you'll have a sonic experience.
Oh.
That's kind of like, and when I say outlaw country, I'm not talking like Johnny Cash. It's not all like that. There's a certain like 70s Las Vegas Elvis quality to some of it, which is fucking bizarre. I've never been into that, but this guy really makes it work. So anyway, Orville Peck. That's the musical corner for today, ladies and gentlemen from Spence.
I just bought Bonnaroo tickets.
Talk to me about that. What's the lineup? I feel like somebody ran it by me, and there's like, it's insane.
There's tons. Let's see. You got the Chicks. You got Machine Gun Kelly. I could do without him. Pussifer, J. Cole, Herbie Hancock.
Herbie fucking Hancock.
I know, right? That's what got my dad, and he was like, "I'm fucking coming."
Yeah.
Billy Strings, Judah and the Lion. Got Suicide Boys, Flume, 21 Savage, King Gizzard and Lizard Wizard. Such a long name.
Jesus.
I feel like it's a tongue twister. Lord Huron, Tool, Ludacris, Pigeons Playing Ping Pong, Japanese Breakfast, which I actually just discovered a few months ago.
Who's
Japanese Breakfast.
Who's that?
Got to check them out. They have a song called Roadhead.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it from Grace Steele. Check out Roadhead by Japanese Breakfast.
And it's not like rap or anything. It's like a trans song. Anyways, it's pretty good.
I'm listening to it the minute we're done.
All Them Witches, which I love. Still Woozy.
I like All Them Witches too.
Yeah. I'm excited. It's not I will say the lineup isn't the best lineup that I've seen for Bonnaroo, but I will say after last year, how they canceled it while people were driving in to Bonnaroo.
Oh, that was fucked.
And it rained and it was flooding and people's cars were stuck.
Yeah.
This year, I haven't been to a festival in years. So this is just going to be like a whole new experience. I'm relying on my friends to like know what we need to bring. I'm just like, I'm just bringing myself.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
That's one way to, well, you can, there was a good, we did an interview with Sean Ireland, local photography great, who now lives in Atlanta. Shout out Sean Ireland, on a previous Beacon House episode where he talks about Bonnaroo. He just got back from Bonnaroo and he had an artist pass, so he was doing and he kind of tells you about like. You can go back and check out that episode of Beacon House where Sean he explains like some of the pitfalls of like Bonnaroo and different things like that. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I just know I need to bring like $500 with me.
Fucking A.
I need to bring $500 for food and whatever I want to buy.
And a smile.
And a smile. I need a fan.
Why don't you just get one of those Japanese fans? Like the ones you flip out and you fan, or you could pay somebody to stand there and fan you and feed you grapes.
You think I could find some guy to do that?
Yes. 100%. 100%. Hey, you want to come over here and fan me and feed me grapes?
Just feed me grapes. I'm in a swimsuit top. Just fan me.
There's going to be a guy. Whoa.
I've decided I am not drinking at Bonnaroo. That's going to be like the worst thing possible. It's hot, humid, get drunk. That's horrible. So I'm excited. I'm just excited to see Tool, really, and the Chicks and Stevie Nicks.
Dude, I've never seen Stevie Nicks. I would totally go for that. You were speaking of like pop stars and famous people like that. You had some stuff to talk about with some famous people, Kanye and Kim Kardashian.
What the hell is going on?
I don't know. I haven't seen much. And bring us up to speed on what's going on with Kim and Kanye.
I only have like recent.
Isn't Pete Davidson dating Kim or no?
Yeah, and my question is, how did he get Kim Kardashian? And from what I understand, he has a very large penis.
There's a lot of memes about like Pete Davidson dating women out of his league, from like Ariana Grande to.
It's because he's funny.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, men who are funny and can fuck, they write
their own ticket. They write their own ticket.
Like, it's funny guys get girls.
Yeah.
Like, that's just what happens.
Is it true that girls just want to have fun? Is it true that somebody said one time,
girls just want to have fun?
They said at the end of the day, girls just want you to make them laugh.
We really do. Like, that's our thing. Like, that's, to me, like that. If you can make me laugh and we can hold a conversation, it's done.
It's done.
It's over.
Chemistry.
It's written in the books.
That's chemistry.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
But like, I have a really dark sense of humor.
Which I love.
So you gotta like have my sense of humor so that we can do it. But it's like all this. But so Pete Davidson's dating Kim Kardashian, which is the ex-wife of Kanye West.
Yes.
Which is now Yeezy. Just Y-E. Yee.
Just Yee.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Can't keep up with it.
That guy.
Didn't like Sean, like P. Diddy change his name a shit ton too?
Fuck, I don't know.
Yeah. It's just, okay. Anyway, so first off, let me just get this out here. Kanye is a genius musically.
And most people,
very talented.
Even the people that think he's gone off the rails lately still say that.
Yeah, like
he was absolutely a genius.
I'm keeping his music and his talent separate from this. Okay, like he's a genius. He's a major producer. He's an amazing artist, rapper. Everything he does, he's a genius, and he's great fashion. Well, lately he sucks, but fashion wise, he's top of the line. Okay, and he landed Kim Kardashian, and they have 4 kids together. I don't think she carried any of them. I think that was all done through surrogate, but that doesn't matter. They still have 4 kids together.
Kim and Kanye, 4 kids.
They broke up. I think she filed for divorce like in 2021, early 2021.
Is this when he was all like Trump, MAGA?
Yeah.
Like on the plane with Jesus and James Corden. And
yeah,
all
or maybe it was in 2020. Yeah, and they got a divorce. She started dating Pete Davidson sometime last year.
Okay.
And Kanye has just like
flipped out over it.
Flipped out. Pete is 28. Kim is 41. Mm-hmm. Whatever. There's
whatever.
Like whatever. And everyone's like Pete's friends. Is best friends with Machine Gun Kelly, who is dating Megan Fox.
Yeah.
Who's also friends with her sister Kourtney, they're friends with Travis Barker, who's the drummer for Blink-182.
Is Kourtney Kardashian dating Travis Barker?
Yeah, they're engaged. They're actually trying to have a kid together.
So there's a big
right. So like
ex-rap punk rock.
They're all dating these fucking emo, tattooed, skinny, like heroin-looking guys. Like that's what's in right now, I guess.
There's a reality show / like second coming of emo hardcore punk rock.
So somehow
ex-rap.
There's like all that in there. So, but Kanye has. Now in the media, he posts these videos on Instagram and he puts these Twitters out there and he does like these videos and it's him being real, like talking about, he calls Pete Skeet and he's like, Skeet's saying this, and like he's talking about being in the bed with my wife who's legally single, and Kanye just swears that he only cares about his kids and he's like, I'm not able to be around my child. I'm not... Kim's keeping me from this. And then he's putting out music videos recently, like where there's like a clay animation of him cutting Pete's head off and then growing flowers out of it, or like killing someone, or like mocking Kim, or like, and it's just becoming, and he'll like post personal private text messages on Facebook or Instagram, like, so it's like private text messages between him and Kim about like Kim being like, why are you doing this to me? And he's exploiting her or whatever. And so it has become in the media where a lot of women and men are coming forward and being like, this is triggering, which I see that. So I don't feel bad for Kim in the sense that this is public, because she's made her
personal life public.
She's made her money public.
Yeah.
This is how she became famous.
Exactly.
Is by exploiting herself.
Like basically being born rich and exploiting it.
Yeah, I don't feel bad that this is all like we're all watching this. I don't feel bad. I do feel bad for Kanye doing it because this is not a good look. This is
many things he's done. Like
this is
in the last 12 or 8 years or something.
This is horrible of him doing, and he is triggering a lot of women. For someone in my shoes, who I am a survivor of an abusive relationship, someone who was harassing and someone who was abusive, and it took me a really long time to get away, and like it was like a constant battle, and it was like I didn't have a way out, and I had to figure out how to get separated from him and leave him, and I do have a child with this person.
Yeah.
So it is triggering because it's like he is fucking harassing Kim Kardashian. That's what he's doing.
But in public.
Like he's literally just like we know everything. And he'll post videos. Like it was like on Sunday or yesterday, he posted like 5 videos talking about how he moved his Sunday service, which, did you know that Kanye runs a Sunday service? He believes in God that much that he's he's like a preacher.
I guess.
Yeah, that's like a thing. I don't think I'd listen to his message or whatever, but
like, well, here's the thing.
Because he should be giving his money away then. Like he shouldn't be living in extravagant houses.
Also, you shouldn't be publicly harassing your ex-wife.
Right, you shouldn't be. But I'm just saying, like, if that's the case, I'm pretty sure in the Bible,
if you're holding a Sunday school service, if you have your best intentions around you, you probably shouldn't also have a video where you're cutting off Pete Davidson's head.
Thank you.
Like
that's how I feel about it. So whatever. Kanye.
I don't feel like anybody buys Kanye's bullshit because
some people do. His fans do.
They're so inconsistent. Like one day he's like this, one day he's like that, one day he seems lucid, one day he's crazy as fuck, one day he's like
he is a Gemini.
Oh shit, man.
Which I am too.
I don't know. You seem a lot more consistent to Kanye West, but it's not a very high bar.
He does it like he's making a bad name for us Geminis, and he's admitted to being bipolar, and like I get this and like the whole thing, but he's putting it out there, so it's triggering a lot of people. Like they're getting upset. They're like, we don't want to see this. Like you're harassing her. Like this is bad. Now, as much money as Kim has, I don't know why she's not doing more,
like suing him or something.
Yeah, like I don't know what's happening, like all this. I don't know why he's not doing more. If he really wanted his kids, why is he not right there? He's not helping himself by doing all this, because the courts are going to look at it completely different. Kim's keeping her mouth shut just until recently, but she barely says anything. But also Kim, when she does speak, she sounds very daft. So
let me ask you this: at what point does Kanye West just lose all credibility? Like, at what point, what is he going to have to do before, like, literally, like, his record label drops him and people just go, yo, that guy's batshit crazy? Like, do you think
stalking her in the bushes and maybe kidnapping? I'm not sure. I feel like kidnapping his kids or something, maybe that will, like, bring the record label. But he also, isn't he on his, like, own record label?
See, I don't know.
He just started his own streaming.
Yeah.
Like, you can't get Donda 2 anywhere. Except for on there. I personally don't care. Like Donda, it was good. Like he's a genius, but it's like, man.
I have listened to some songs of his and enjoyed them. Particularly, I really, really like that song he did with Estelle, American Boy. I think that's a good one.
I'm American Boy.
That one.
Yeah.
And, I was a fan
Gold
of his,
Digger.
like, Gold Digger, his early stuff. I'm
a fan of him.
I thought musically it fucking slapped, but then again, the guy just started to have this weird public persona, which I don't know. Like, fuck, who knows? But
I feel like he's having like an identity crisis, and he's making it so public.
Let me play devil's advocate here for a second. Let me say so. So for the people who are saying like, I'm watching Kanye West do all this stuff on social media and YouTube or whatever, and he's like obviously harassing Kim, and that's very triggering to me to see. Like, is there any point where somebody just goes like, well, stop watching it? Or, you know what I mean? Like, don't follow him on, like, don't follow his channel anymore. Like just, or is it people that are fans of his that are struggling with it because they want to stay dialed in so that they can catch
No, it's people that like drama.
Ew.
Because I just don't watch it. Like, the only reason like I was following him was and like getting this information about like what he just did. He was like, he made videos about how he moved his Sunday service up to 10 a.m. so that he could go to a Saints basketball game, and North was supposed to come to Sunday service, but Kim at the last minute changed plans and refused to let him have the kids that day, and like was talking about this, and then like Pete messages him, and he was just like this whole,
and he puts all this on social media.
And they're up for like 24 hours, right? And then he just deletes them.
Like that, almost sounds like that almost sounds like the whole Donald Trump thing. Like somebody gave this person a Twitter account and then they just fucking go off the rails, you know? Like to me, this just looks like somebody that's going nuts.
Yeah,
like somebody that's lost control.
But he'll like delete this by tonight, and then there'll be like new stuff where he's like posting all the videos that he does.
We again, not to refer just always to these backlog episodes of Beacon House, but there was one episode we did called Agent of Chaos. And we were talking about, somebody had told one of our co-hosts that the way that they respond to situations, that it makes them an agent of chaos. But we got into that. And there's to me, it's kind of a new thing or kind of a recent thing. There's always been people stirring shit up. As long as I can remember, there's always been somebody that's stirring shit up, and people want to watch that. Mm-hmm. But recently,
we love drama as humans.
The biggest example I could think of is Trump. Like, Trump did so many, and whether you like the guy or not, whether you're left, whether you're right, or what doesn't matter. As a person, he got in the public view and just did all kinds of asinine shit. Like, even if you love the guy, you can't possibly say that he doesn't say a bunch of dumb shit or incendiary things, or he absolutely gaslights like the people that oppose him, and he doesn't. There's no unifying quality to Donald Trump at all. Like, if you're one of his people, he says he loves you, and then he just shit talks everybody else. Like, he's one of the biggest shit talkers ever.
Mm-hmm. No wonder him and Kanye became friends.
Well, that's why I was going to compare the two. So most of the time, if you have a public figure like Trump, who's like running for office, or they're trying to get a vote out of people, and most of the time you don't go that route. Like in the debates, usually you have somebody go, "Hey man, when they ask about this, don't fucking let them lead you." But Trump had such incredible popularity by just being fucking nuts that nobody wrangled him, nobody corralled him.
They couldn't.
I don't
think anyone could wrangle him.
That's probably true.
You can't wrangle Kanye.
Their strategy was just like, get him out there and let him do what he wants to do. The ratings will be huge. People love it. Like nobody cared if it was true or not. Nobody cared if it was damaging or not. Nobody cared if it looked crazy. They just knew people wanted something to click on.
That's how our human race. That's why we suck as humans. Is we thrive on reality television. We thrive on other people's drama. We thrive on lies. That's why, we're so focused on this Ukrainian and Russian war. And yes, you have stuff that you need to be focused on. That's not what's happening here now. What's happening? Look at the people who are homeless. What's the homeless community happening? What's happening to the stray animals? What's happening to we're so driven by other people's drama and what other people have to say that it's like, why don't you sit home and have dinner with your family?
I have a theory about that, but what I was going to say, a guy like Kanye, usually there's somebody that works for him, like a publicist or something.
I think she's probably quit.
Well,
she's probably quit.
They take their phone away when they start doing crazy shit. They go, "Give me your phone. You can't do that."
I don't think he has one.
He doesn't. Yeah. And it's somehow working. People still go. But that's the thing. To your point, I think, if I had to guess, here's what I would say. I think that probably the reason that people want to just get on their phone and argue about the war or about politics or about Kanye or Trump or whatever, any of this stuff that's super divisive and super incendiary is because it's easier to just sit there and do that. They feel like they're getting the challenges. They feel like they're standing up for something, whatever. But it actually takes work to go out in your community and work with the homeless or work with stray animals or to donate to a shelter or to put in or to donate your time or that actually takes you have to get off your fucking couch.
Social media, internet warrior, whatever it is.
Yes.
I will delete you from my friend list because I'm not dealing. I don't care if we're on the same side. I think it is the dumbest thing to argue on social media. I think it's so stupid. And I think it is sometimes, and I know that I've done it where I've put my view of something up, but I will not continue to argue. If someone posts on my shit, I'm not going to argue with you about it. I don't give a fuck. It's my opinion. This is my opinion. Get off my fucking page if you don't like it.
I've posted before when I saw something being done wrong to somebody. I remember right in the middle of the pandemic, I saw a bunch of people that were making it hard on some waitresses and shit. And I made a post about just if you're, it's fucking shitty to make things hard on people by something about masks, arguing about masks and stuff. You're just making it hard on the people that are whatever. And I said, this is not open for debate. I'm just stating this. Sure enough, the fucking comments just opened up. They just lit up. And I was like, this is not what I intended. But you always learn the hard way.
You do.
You can't.
I just put up funny shit now.
Yeah, dude.
I just put up funny shit or cute shit. Or depressing. One of the two, because no one's really gonna go with it. But it's just
that's cute too.
I had a couple of friends, and that's what they do. They will spend hours with a random person on Facebook arguing with them about something, and I'm like, why are you wasting your time?
Yeah.
Why do you waste your time?
Who cares?
Do you know how many records you could probably listen to right now?
Yeah.
In the time that you're doing that, or read a book,
dude. I'll tell you what's horrible. But I think a lot of times the reason people argue is because they're so not sure of their own beliefs that when somebody challenges one of them, they feel threatened and they react.
That's true. I could see that.
If you absolutely know what you think and know what you believe, you don't give a fuck what somebody else says.
Maybe I just don't care enough.
Well, it may just be that you fucking are sure of how you feel about things.
Just because I don't care. I don't care to argue or have a debate with someone over anything that has to do with the Russia, Ukraine, Kanye, vaccines, transgender, bathrooms, any of it. I don't care. Now, what I will argue with you over is animal cruelty.
Fuck yes.
Don't fuck with me on that one.
And does anybody even disagree on that?
Some people, they're some naive, negative, ignorant ass person probably will argue about why a dog couldn't be left outside all the time.
Oh, I see what you mean. Like about how animals should be treated. Like they're fine out there. I get it.
Okay, yeah. Great Pyrenees. Their job is to guard sheep, but you better be giving them shelter, water, all these things. Like they're made for the cold water, the cold weather. They can be out there. But don't argue with me about, living in the fucking city and you got a pit bull and you're just leaving them outside all the time.
Yeah, I get it.
Because I know for a fact it was 12 degrees last weekend when I went sledding.
Do you know, let me ask you this. And I don't have, this is not a loaded question. I don't actually know what the answer to this is. I find it curious to ask people this. Because I follow some people on social media that are big, they have pets and they are always in photos with their dog and stuff like that. But then they go hunting and they'll be which I'm not anti-hunting. I don't do it per se, but I'm not anti-hunting. And I do realize I'm smart enough to know that there are certain populations of deer and elk. If you don't hunt them, they actually cannibalize each other, and it's fucking horrible and cruel. And there's just so many of them that, I get that. I get that where places where hunting is permitted, there's an overrun of certain things, and I don't personally like to kill shit, but I get it. And hunting is legal, and you have a right to hunt. And okay, I get it. But do you find it weird people that because there's a girl I follow on social media. And she's always her dog is always in the picture with her, kind of like your dog, Finn. Mm-hmm. And she loves her dog, and it sits in the passenger seat with her when she's driving and all this kind of stuff. But then she'll go hunting and shoot an elk and then pose with it. And then the dog is in the photo too. And I'm thinking, is that weird? Is it weird that one of these life forms to her is super precious and the other one's just target practice?
I think so. My sister's boyfriend is an avid hunter.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of hunters growing up here in East Tennessee.
Sure.
I know some shitty hunters, I know some great hunters. So I feel like if me hunting, if I was to do it, I would still value that elk's life just as much as I value Finn's.
Right.
But I'm hunting, maybe that's her meat for the season. Because I know people who do that. So my sister's boyfriend, right? My sister's boyfriend hunts. He goes on massive hunting trips or whatever, and we usually eat the meat. That's something that he does. He doesn't just do it for trophies, which he does as well.
Right.
But he loves his dog. His dog is one of the most precious things to him. Now, he doesn't really like other animals, but I know for a fact he doesn't not value that animal's life. He just doesn't look at it as the same. You know what I'm saying?
I got it.
So, depending on how you view hunting or how you were brought up, I don't hunt because it's illegal if I own a gun, so I can't. And I could not personally kill another animal.
Right.
But someone who does hunt and they do it for the food and they have respect for the animal, then I think that's awesome. Now, if you literally just give a fuck about a dog and you don't care that you just killed that deer over there, then you're a sociopath. All the animals I like to eat, you can raise and kill yourself. I don't need to go sit in the woods and kill.
You don't have to chase them.
I don't have to chase them. They're literally right there.
They're in the yard. You just fuck them up.
Just kill them.
Oh, that's horrible.
Just do it humanely.
I get it.
Another thing is I just went to the fucking grocery store and bought a week's worth of groceries, and it was over $200.
Well, dude, that's another thing I was going to say.
Insane.
My boss pointed something out. He said him and his friend went in and they bought a whole cow or something, and they had it cut up. They split it, but at a butcher or something. And I was like, dude, that's crazy. Why? He goes, because it turns out to be a quarter of the price of meat if you buy it at the store right now. And I didn't know. And I guess this has to do with the rising cost of everything. But meat is fucking crazy expensive at the grocery store right now. And so I actually get it. Hunting, if you eat the stuff that you hunt, if you're eating elk or deer or whatever that, I get it, dude. It makes sense now from a financial perspective. If you were to go buy meat for your family for 2 or 3 months, you'd be spending $1,000 or something. Mm-hmm. But if you're just taking hunting trips and if you're really doing the stuff right or fishing or what, I get it. I'm not shitting on hunting. I just wondered, I know you're a big animal rights person. I know you care a lot about animals.
I wish animals had more right.
Before we get too close to the end of this, we're already talking about moral decisions and stuff like that. I wanted to bring up something that we talked about. So, spoiler for everybody out there, like we fucking full disclosure, we came down here like a week ago to cut a podcast, and my stupid ass forgot the fucking keys.
Oh, you're not stupid.
No, I am, but thank you for saying that. But boy, I fucking am. My dumb ass forgot the keys to the fucking room, and we needed to do one. So, but we had a conversation in the parking lot. And the thing I talked to Grace about, I posed this question to her, and I'll pose it now to the listeners real quick, and then we'll get back into it a little bit. Because I just recently found out there's like a second part to the question, which I think we also talked about. But it's a famous scenario, and I don't know if it's I think it's psychology. They talk about this in
philosophy.
Okay, so it's called the trolley problem. And
I'm so glad you remembered this, by the way.
It was recently featured on the NBC show The Good Place. They actually had an episode where they all had to deal with a scenario like this, and they actually got pretty deep into it. Like they actually figured out that there's no, I don't know. I think maybe they decided there's no absolute good and evil, but regardless, let me just lay it out. Some of you already know what I'm talking about, but I'm just going to lay it out. This is what it is. So the trolley problem puts the person. Okay, let me stop again. There was a reality show too recently that acted this shit out in real life, where they actually took somebody and they thought they got hired at this job, like at a railway station, and they were put in a room with one giant lever, which is almost comical now that you think of it. But they put him in there and they go, "Hey, I'm going to take a phone call. I'll be back in a minute." They go, "Just watch the screens and make sure nothing goes wrong." And of course, it was all fake, but on the screens, it showed like a train speeding towards some people. And the person was like, and they of course, they would open the door and nobody would be there. And they'd go back in and go, and they would literally have to decide. So what the trolley problem is you're in charge of like a lever, like a conductor for some reason. And there's a train speeding towards 5 workers on a track. And for whatever reason, they can't hear it coming. And their back is turned to it. They can't see it. They're wearing like headphones, like ear protection headphones that block out noise or something. Like one of them's operating a jackhammer or something. I don't know, whatever. But they can't see the train coming, and only you can see it. And you can pull the lever, which will send the train the other direction, but there's a guy over there too, but it's just one guy who also has the same problem, same headphones, he can't see the train coming. So if the way it works out is if you do nothing, it's a trolley or a train or whatever, but if you do nothing, 5 people are going to get killed, potentially. But if you move the lever, you'll save those 5 people, but you're going to kill this other guy, which otherwise would have been fine. He never would have gotten hit if you stayed out of it. And then you ask the person, what do you do? And I think I told you, and didn't you say like, well, I'd save the 5 people for sure.
Yeah, and you don't know anything about these people. That's the thing.
That's
right?
the hard part.
Like you don't know anything, like if they have kids, a wife, if they're dying of cancer already, if they're a drug addict, which shouldn't matter.
Are they going to grow up
to a thief?
They're going to grow up to be Hitler,
right? Or is this man like, is he the perfect man? Like where right? And I said, I would kill the one man. I would save the 5 because once you have that option, then you're responsible. To me, that's how I looked.
So, like, you basically...
it was like, once I have that option of, like, do I kill 5 or 1? Because they're going to be on your... either way. Because if you don't pull that lever and you've had the option...
you let it happen.
You killed 5 people. You pull that lever and you kill the one guy. It's still on your guilty conscience, but you're saving more lives.
It's fucking messy too, because
it is messy.
Again, like I said earlier, I'm gonna play devil's advocate. What about the people who say, well, if I don't do anything at all, I didn't kill the 5 people. Like the train killed them. I just showed up and watched it. But
then you had an option.
Like there was one, like some people would say, well, the universe had decided to play out this way. And that one guy on the other track is supposed to live. And I sentenced that guy to death by saving 5 people. And some people would say, I couldn't have that on my conscience. But at the same time, by not killing that guy, you let 5 other people die when you could have stopped it.
Right. And you had that option.
I think you said something important that a lot of people miss, is that you said, well, once you know that you can affect the situation, then you have a responsibility.
You have a responsibility.
Most people go, it's not my responsibility. Like, I don't want. Most people are afraid to get involved.
Right. Most people would. And I know people who would do that. But me, as I can't. Like, once you know that option, you have a responsibility. And I know it's a sucky choice.
Yeah.
But once you have an option, you're really screwed either way. Because it's like you have the option to save the 5 and kill this one, or you kill the 5 and save that one. But it's
so kind of what you're saying is once the universe gives you an option, then you're no longer innocent. Like, you have to make a decision whether you want to or not.
Right. You're screwed.
I think I kind of feel like you do.
Yeah. It's a responsibility on your part that you have to do as a human.
So check this out. So that's the initial trolley problem. Okay. And it's been talked about for years and years and years, but in universities and like it's a famous. People probably sit around drinking, talking about it. Well, what would you do? How come? Well, what about this?
I bet this conversation takes hours too.
Well, here's another part I just learned, and this is why I brought it up to you. Somehow I was reading about it, and I just learned there's a second half of the trolley problem, because most people say what you said, and I think what I would also do is like, yeah, I would save the 5 people over the 1, like the greater, like more people versus less dead people, And so the people go, okay. So basically, you're saying like if you could kill 1 person to save 5, like that's a net gain of 4 people, and that's the best good you could do, right? And most people will go, yeah. I mean, that's how I think too, and that's what you said. But then they go, okay. So how about this? There's a guy, and he's having surgery, and the surgeon is inside. The guy's unconscious. Surgeon is in there doing like a routine surgery, something like an appendix or something. Guy's going to be fine. Surgeon's inside the guy rooting around, and he notices that the guy has a bunch of really, really perfect organs, like wonderful lungs. He's got a great heart. There's a fabulous gallbladder, whatever, something. And the surgeon realizes that all of these are transplantable. And for whatever reason, most of these organs he's looking at are on a list of like people waiting, like kidneys and stuff. Like they've been waiting for 2 years for a kidney and they might die and whatever. And the surgeon realizes, I could cut this guy's organs out and save 5 people. And he would die, but it would save 5 other people. Or I could just do what I'm here to do, like the appendix, and then sew him back up, and then 5 people aren't going to have organs. They're going to die or something like that. Is it okay for the surgeon to kill the guy to get his organs? And most people then go, no. No. You don't go into surgery on the event that the doctor might decide to fucking kill you. If you go to surgery, you expect to come out of surgery feeling better.
True.
And then they go, what's the difference? And that's really where the discussion. So you said you just said it was okay.
I thought about this also.
It's okay to kill 1 to save 5. Why is it different? Because they're on a track and one of them's like in surgery.
Well, the guy on the surgery table isn't dying. He's not dying.
Right. But the guy on the track isn't dying. That one guy at top.
But the 5 other are. And it's already headed that way. And that has nothing to do with your control.
So somebody's about to, but what if somebody, then they would say, well, the 5 people waiting on organs are going to die if they don't get this guy's organs.
Yeah, but the train that you're on when you're heading towards, you have the option of pulling that lever at that exact moment. They're going to, right? And you're on that train. If these people are dying, they were dying without your hand in place. So you're not at fault by any means. And so by you killing this man to save these men, you're just being an angel from up here that just killed someone. Like you're playing God in that sense.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? I don't know how to explain it. Like the 5 men that are on the track, and then you have 1 man on a track. The 5 men are going to die because you're on the train, and this is where it's going. And you have an option at a split moment to change, to save 1 or the 2. But this man that's in surgery, he doesn't have to die for these men. And there's also an option. How do we know that there might not be a heart or a lung or anything to save these other men? They're not in an immediate death where it's going to happen.
I like where you're going with that.
And that has nothing to do with you personally. So why meddle with whatever fate is?
I see. So basically what you're saying is, if they cut the guy's appendix out, sew him back up, leave the gorgeous organs in there, that he has a chance to live. Mm-hmm. And maybe the other people will get an organ anyway.
A lot of people get organs.
So maybe nobody has to die in the surgery scenario.
Exactly.
Maybe. but like
on the train, someone has to.
And also, maybe the guy down the road could be an organ donor.
Right. Oh, see?
So he could still donate his. But what if he's like, there's no guarantee that organs are going to be good in 40 years. Like he might turn into like a smoker and an alcoholic and just liquefy his whole fucking his innards, you know?
Could be, yeah. But like these people could get organs on their own somewhere. You know what I mean?
That's a solid point. I get it.
Like these 5 men on the track.
Death is imminent.
It's yeah. Like
Death
so, these
imminent.
people are dying, right? Like they need organ. Like it's going to happen if I don't get this.
So basically, and I think from talking to you, I understand the whole thing a little better. I think how the trolley problem really boils down versus the surgery problem is the trolley problem is more dire. Like somebody's going to fucking die. Who's it going to be? And you have a choice because now you've got the lever. But in the surgery thing, nobody technically has to die. And I don't necessarily think now that it's a good analogy. They're so different, which I didn't understand at first. Really, the surgery problem is just an answer to the this is so fucking complicated. The surgery problem just addresses the question of like one life versus 5. Mm-hmm. It doesn't address like all the other circumstances. Like nobody actually has to die.
Right.
That's very interesting. We would love to hear what your thoughts on the trolley problem.
I would love to see where it is. I have tons of people that would do it's not my problem.
Just hands off.
Hands off.
Let the train go where it goes.
Whichever it goes, it goes. And
like
I know tons of people like that, but I'm not one of those. Like
they might say, well, it might hit a rock and derail before it gets to the 5 guys.
Possibly. I'll thank the Lord if it does.
Well, that kind of gets you into this. Have you seen, the scenarios? There was a great show on Hulu with James Franco called 11/22/63 about a guy that goes back to try to stop the assassination of JFK. But
I feel like I've seen that.
It's good.
Even though he's a little rapey, I still like James Franco.
Dude, it was Stephen King wrote the story, and it's fucking good. If you get a chance to look it on Hulu, it's great. But I think, people say, like, if you could go back in time and stop, like, Hitler, like, if you could go back to Hitler's, like kindergarten class or whatever, and kill him so he never does all the stuff he does, would you do it? Like, technically, it would make you a murderer, a time-traveling murderer at that, but you would save all those people, all those Jewish people. Would you do it? And you almost have to go, of course I would. But how would that affect the course of history? Most people go, dude, I don't know what else. Would somebody else just come up and do it? Like, what would I would go back in time and kill a guy that maybe he's not even evil yet. Like, at what point did he become evil? Like, is it okay to kill a man to save a whole bunch of people? Like, there's that.
There's all those movies of like where they go back to like try to like before they become corrupt or something does something to them, but somehow the universe always
turns out
to where somehow it is that way.
Fuck! Like, imagine the trolley problem. Like, you pull the lever and the train goes the other way, and then the fucking one guy...
Well, what if the lever just breaks?
Or the 5 guys go over there to start working, and it kills 6 people.
Yeah.
Like, what if the universe will have its way no matter what the fuck
then
you do?
Then maybe we shouldn't fuck with it.
Oh, man, I'm getting fucking... The hair on my arm is fucking standing up
maybe
right now.
we should fuck with it.
What if the universe is like, don't fuck with me?
I feel like the universe is saying that to me now in my life. I literally am just letting shit right out.
Fucking...
Because I have... no control over what is happening.
And I think that's also big too, is to realize you don't have that much control over stuff. I think the trolley problem kind of that puts a lot of unnecessary like stress on life, Like, I mean, again, it's also important to, like, if you can, save people, but I think it's also important to let the universe unfold as it does, Mm-hmm. I don't know. This got fucking deep.
It always gets deep at the end.
I'm having all these existential thoughts.
You want me to tell a joke?
Oh